Wake up is right. Wake up, real estate. Welcome on a Tuesday, Texting and Traffic Tuesday. Hope everybody had a great Easter weekend. We're back after a long weekend here. Ryan's out and about in the car, but with a strong enough connection to make it work and to join and to even share his social post for today.
We'll hop right in.
Which Ryan, why don't you unpack for those that are listening only? What's the gist of our post for today?
Yeah, we'll hop right in. You know, it's a shame we didn't get April Fools though. It's sad.
That is because you're. I will say that I'm terrible when it comes to April Fools. Ryan, on the other hand, is good and has been fooling people in our community and in our industry for many years. There's been a few that you really got folks on in the past.
I meant to do one this morning, but then I just remembered I didn't think of it. I did this instead, which is more lame, but it'll work. So basically, this is one of these the stock market's inflated, buy real estate instead posts, which I think make a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that these bubble stocks they own are inflated. So if you agree some of those tech stocks you're sitting on are crazy overinflated bubble or internet crazy overinflated bubble, and you want to cash out and diversify, check out this property listed today. Lots and land for sale for under 200K in Pinellas County. And then it's just this cheesy graphic I made in Canva this morning with NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Amazon over to land for sale. So I think, Josh, this is a good one to, if you're catering to investors, and it's a good way to attract homeowners because the people who are going to resonate with this message are probably already own a home. It makes sense to talk about investing.
Yeah. So I have a segment. I don't know. I have a couple of hundred people in my KV core that I had generated with our property niche type of Facebook and Instagram campaign. It was just lots and land available for sale in Cumberland County. And I might have even, now that I think about it, I think to add a little pizzazz, let's say, it was a list of all the recently price reduced vacant lots and land available. And I stopped because I get distracted, like we all do. But from a couple hundred leads in there, the things that I noticed, number one, every single one of them that I talked to owned a home. Okay. Yeah. So they're all homeowners. And number two, some of them wanted to buy land to build on, right? They wanted to trade up or even right size onto a custom build, or they were looking for long-term investment or even commercial purposes. So you get some interesting conversations going from those.
And it's an easy lead to generate. That the land offer always seems to work. And I had the same experience when I've done it. It's the people are responsive.
Absolutely. They're willing to engage and have a conversation. And you could build a niche in your local area just around that, where you literally your top of funnel offer is a free weekly list of recently price reduced vacant lots and land available. And then once a week, you feature one of them, which, oh, by the way, is very easy to create content from your laptop, or you can just, you don't have to go and schedule an appointment to go make a video out in front of a piece of vacant land, right? So it's easy and straightforward from that perspective. And that alone, consistently, that's the key point in there, is consistently you adding to that database and nurturing that database every week, it'll turn into transactions.
And environmental and, and title issues aside, generally you've got a fast cash close. Unless you've got 100%. Something hairy. Yeah. So.
And some of those folks have lots or land that they might want to sell as well. And they're curious. The reason that they opted in was they're wondering where prices are at, right? So any number of ways that those could turn into client opportunities for you.
Either way, throw that in your mix of social posts and in your email drip campaigns, even your texts, which is what we're going to talk about today. Throw some land stuff in there every now and then. You might like what you get.
That is a very simple.
What you got on the texting front? sir?
Yeah, well, so one last thing on that is a wonderful, simple weekly email newsletter, right? Like if you're struggling for what to send on a week, just curate the list of recently price reduced lots and land in the area, and that will get people clicking over to the site, looking at properties, checking things out. No harm there in that for sure. All right, so on the text front here, whoops, let me share my screen. This is an oldie but a goodie. We've shared this one a number of times since we've been doing the shows for over a year now. And the reason why we've shared it a number of times is it works like gangbusters, but only if you actually use it. So I just call this the get started ? Get started text and email script. Variation 1. Hi, Ryan. Would you like to get started with the home buying process this spring? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Very simple.
Easy.
Binary. Yep. Number 2, would you like to get started with the pre-approval process this spring? You could even say mortgage pre-approval process. Now, the reason why I think we left that off of this script is mortgage has turned into one of those words that gets flagged by the cell phone carriers more easily. So if people ask, well, pre-approval for what? Well, for a mortgage, right? But now once they've responded, it's less likely to then get kicked into spam. Variation number 3.
I'm sending these as you. I'm sending these as you say them, by the way.
Oh, beautiful. All right. I love it. Yeah. Hi, first name. Hi, Ryan. Would you like to get started with finding your dream home before the summer? Okay. So instead of this spring, before the summer, right? Like casting that out. Ryan, would you like to buy your dream home before the summer? And then we just threw in a seller variation there, one that we found works time and again around getting multiple cash offers on your property. So, hey, Ryan, are you still interested in getting multiple cash offers on your property? We tried to make this one a get started, have that phrase in there, but it just, I don't know, didn't sound right. Yeah. Would you like to get started with selling your home or listing your home this spring, right? You could really go straight for the jugular there if you want. And then the email scripts, very simple. Subject line, first name, or ready to get started, Ryan, ? Anytime you have a question in a subject, that tends to help open rates. And the body, morning, Ryan, would you like to get started with finding your dream home this spring? Let me know either way, right? So let me know either way. We use that a lot in email and text. Because good or bad, we just want to know where they're at. Ryan, you were saying something.
Let's not forget about recruiting. Would you like to get started getting your real estate license this year?
Yeah. Would you like to get started, exploring a new career in real estate?
Yeah.
Ryan was not kidding. He was literally sending me those text messages.
Yeah.
I have them on my.
I figured you needed them.
Yeah. So anyway, you can get the document with these scripts is in the description with this video. So above or below wherever you're watching this, number 1. Number 2, if you go to wakeup.real estate, create your free account under scripts and templates. You can find them there as well. And these work great as text, as email, as direct messages. Okay, so you could go back. Maybe you've generated some conversations with our Facebook Marketplace lead generation protocol. You can go back to all of those people and just copy and paste that thing in there and get some conversations going that way. In fact,
Josh, do these work as an ad?
So, okay, that's where I was going. Number 1, it would work great as a sponsored message. So if you have people in your inbox, if you built a database of people in your Facebook Messenger inbox, it works great as a sponsored message, which I have one scheduled that is going this week for that. And I think, I don't know why it wouldn't work as a direct ad, even to cold traffic, or maybe even on your personal profile, and you boost it to people that you're connected with. There's any number of ways that you could use this script, and
we should test that. We should test that boost idea, actually.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Alina, do you recommend adding the opt-out language in the text? Yeah, you have to. The reason why I don't include that is the platform we use for that, it automatically adds it. Like, that's why you don't see them in the script templates, because whatever platform you're using for that should be in there. Now, if you're sending these manually, in other words, one-to-one, I don't know that it's, I don't know that you need to do that. But if you're sending it a batch of them out, 50, 100, 250, you absolutely need to have that opt-out language in there. And if you don't, at some point you're going to get, you're going to get in hot water, not hot water, but you're going to get flagged or have a problem with deliverability at some point, as far as that goes.
Now, I think KB Core will strip it out if you've already had a back and forth with somebody. Is that they won't require it?
There
certain systems, it'll automatically add, certain won't. But
yeah, depending on what platform you're using, you definitely want to check on that. KB Core, I forget what the parameters are, but like once they reply, it won't be in there as you have that back and forth, right? So once people start responding and you're replying to those, which is where the magic happens, by the way, it won't continue to add that in there. And Alina said, I'm not sure if FUB adds that in there. Yeah, you'd have to check with them on that. Yeah. It might be something that you have to add the merge field parameter for. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used FUB for that. The thing with that also is you can only do one-to-one. So I don't know. I mean, I still would probably do that with that platform if you're sending the one-to-ones. But if you're using a Google Voice account and you've got 40 contacts that you're going to send this one-to-one to, I don't know that you have to put that in there per se. Lo says this is great content for retargeting. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea, right? And you could schedule it just to run for a week, right? Just to test. So you take your custom audience buckets and you run an ad that is a messenger ad, right? So you're trying to get people to direct message you, and it's just very straightforward, right? Are you ready to get started with the mortgage pre-approval process this spring, or with finding your dream home this spring, or whatever variation you want to run? I think that would be great. So Ryan, on the traffic front, you were chatting me this morning, and you had created a new variation for one of our consulting clients, let's call Mark, that you're running ads for, and you've gotten some promising results from the new construction niche. And what we thought we would probably do this week is I'm going to create a test using the video that I shared last week that's following sort of the format that I'm finding is working great for top of funnel lead gen ads, and compare the results. So the results you're getting right now, we're under $4 a lead, right? And it's our traditional
under
sort of
$4
blind,
a lead,
unbranded campaign.
It was.
I think the car.
Yes. So I'm trying to bring that up here.
Lagging a little bit.
So the ad where it's just. Yeah, I'm sorry. It got windy where I am.
All good. All good.
So yes, it was a traditional, see a list of new construction properties. It wasn't a short. Remember last week we were talking about your short format.
Right. Yep.
Ad idea.
Yep.
So I'm trying to bring this ad up here. It's probably going to be small on the screen, but let's see what we can get.
And here's where I'm going to go with that. For those that are curious, this at least gives you some information and details, but we are going to test that. We'll document it. And for those that want to see how we're creating those campaigns, I'm going to do that live on our weekly mastermind tomorrow at 1 Eastern, wakeup.realestate/MM.
So Josh,
but
I think it would be cool if we did the same exact words, but just your video is the only thing different.
Okay.
You want to try that? We could try a few
variants.
Yeah.
No, I'm down with that, because that. So are you thinking we'll use that reel on this unbranded account, or we'll add the other variable in there of using my branded Facebook page?
I think the test is branded versus unbranded. So let's do your branded page and your
with the
video.
same language. So the only variables that will change are the branded page and the media, right? Using a video instead of the static imagery. And we can compare, at least get some idea, as long as you can get close to the same, I think you're in a much better position in the long run, because you're creating, you're connecting and making impressions with your brand earlier in the process, right? Sooner, really right up front. So right now it's at $3 a lead, or just over 3, it looks like 309. That's actually really good.
It's good for that market. I've been struggling up there in that county, and you're going to be running the same county in the same targeting, because the targeting is,
So we'll
I guess that's a teaser, Josh.
More, so we'll dive more into that as the week goes on. I'll set that up. We'll have some data and feedback later in the week on the initial results and how the results compare one-to-one. And like I said, tomorrow, for those interested, if you want to join us for the mastermind, that's when I'm going to actually make the ad campaign that I'll be modeling after what's already working there, just using my branded Facebook page and the video, the reel that I created last week, talking about the available new construction homes in the market. So we'll build that out on tomorrow's mastermind, wakeup.realestate/MM, and some other housekeeping items before we wrap for the day. At 1 Eastern later this afternoon, Taylor and I are doing an info session talking about quote unquote cheap hard money, or cheaper hard money options for your next fix and flip project, or if you have investor clients that do fix and flips, or that are doing the BRRRR method, right? Buy, renovate, rent, refi, repeat. Buy, renovate, rent, refi, repeat. I should know the BRRRR. It's a lot of R's. But in either of those scenarios, this could be a great option. And Taylor's also got a ton of experience of using this, this as a way to acquire and then put in place the, when we're ready to refi, the permanent financing, so we can rinse and repeat over and over. And if you want to join Taylor and I for that, you can go to joshvips.com/cheap. joshvips.com/cheap. If you can't join us live, we've set it up like we do on all of those info sessions, where you can go back, same link. As soon as we're wrapped up, you can check out the on-demand replay immediately after. On tomorrow's What's Working Now, we'll probably dive a little bit more into the campaign that Ryan was showing briefly, and showing, we'll have another day's worth of data to see, and then you'll have more context to compare that to what we'll build out then on the mastermind later in the afternoon. So Ryan, thanks for hopping on, even in the confines of your car with the nice little sunroof there. And we hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. If you can't make it this afternoon, we'll be back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. East, same place, same time. And we'll dig into some of what's working now.
Great. Thanks, guys.